Now, one question that I just got in my community, GHL Money Labs, is should you use GoKollab? Should you use Skool? Why are there different platforms? Where should I create my community? All these things are great questions. And so we're going to break down some of the why, as well as just understanding what the strategy is for a lot of businesses. Okay. Now, when you look at a particular road, on one side, imagine that road has single storefronts, right? And these are locations where people can walk down the street, they walk down the sidewalk, and they can walk in individually into different stores. Now, a lot of times these are solo communities, right? These are communities that are custom built that weren't part of any sort of platform. For a long time, this is what High Level provided. They provided solo communities, solo groups, and then you have additional community platforms that surfaced that then you can have multiple communities, right? So think of people now congregating in a common location, like you see here on the right side. Now, these people think of these are walking into Skool, or walking into GoKollab, or walking into Facebook, or walking into many other community-based platforms, all with the idea of once they're a member of the platform, they then can decide which communities they want to be a part of, right? So it's easier for them to kind of look around, so to speak. I would compare this to walking into a strip mall, for example, right? Where they go to a single location, and then there they can see all different types of stuff, right? They don't necessarily have to go to the corner store. They can go to the strip mall and be able to find everything that they need all within a single location. So the idea here is, when you talk about what kind of community you should be using for your business, or what you recommend for your clients, especially if you're high level based. Well, let's go and talk through that, because the question I got was, okay, what about Skool versus GoKollab? Okay, now there's some pros and there's some cons. I'll get into high level. I'll just cover some of these overall. Skool has been around for 5+ years. It's well known, right? Typically before Skool, it was Facebook, right? But Skool allows a custom platform that makes it very easy for people to stand up their own communities and allow their communities to be discovered, right? And that's really the key things about these platforms, is making it easy for other communities to be discovered, right? So when you're a member of the platform, you can either join a single community, or you can find others that you might like and enjoy, right? Typically from there, if you are the community organizer, you're usually paying for the community within that platform, right? And it's different, because then you're starting a community, you pay for the community, right? That's like renting a space and inside of a mall, for example, and then you're inviting customers into your community. Skool has premium capabilities. They can charge for membership, courses, as well as live one-on-one. So there's lots of different ways to monetize a community. I won't get into that, but just keep that in mind. Now, when it comes to GoKollab is more recent. One of the things that a high level had for much longer was being able to create communities. And so every agency owner, or every sub account owner could create their own community portal, right? That was only them. So if you think about this top side, it's like they could create the left side of the street, right? Where every single organization had their own set of communities, their own groups, their own set of courses. And there was really no way for someone to quickly jump between courses, or between communities rather. So what in the advent of Skool, what High Level decided to do is they decided to start GoKollab. So it's more recent, right? In the past couple of years, it allows the same benefits as Skool, where you can be discovered now. The advantage here is it's already free to add a community to GoKollab, as long as you already have a high level account. But the advantage is that, GoKollab then enables all of the high level features to be inside of your community. So think of, being able to add people to and invite people into the community. You have all their information, so it's a CRM, and you can add workflows, you can add AI features, you can nurture them, you can do a lot of things that you can already do with Skool can now be enabled within high level. And then from there you monetize in different ways, right? You can charge for memberships, you can charge for courses, you can charge for going live, as well as a lot of other services, right? You can upsell your high level services as well, right? And all within a single community. So it's very powerful from that standpoint. Now there's some cons, like for instance, Skool doesn't have the CRM capability. So you still need a different tool in order to provide any sort of automation, any sort of lead nurturing system, any sort of capture system. All that is required now. And you have to understand that Skool is simpler, but simpler sometimes means limits. That doesn't negate that Skool is a bad thing at all. As a matter of fact, many communities don't need a lot of that stuff. But most of them that are trying to get serious with the money making are elevating to additional premium tiers, are signing up to Zapier and other services in order to provide these type of solutions. So something to keep in mind. Now with GoKollab, although it covers a lot of these things because it's an all-in-one system, is a smaller audience when you're talking about discoverability. Right. And that's going to be important in the next piece. In communities, you create communities either still on their solo platform, but then you have to enable whether or not they're discoverable on GoKollab or not. And then there's different limits as to when that community becomes visible in that directory. And there's more setup involved. I mean, just like any high level, sky's the limit when it comes to how you configure it and the options that you have. So that's just something to keep. Hey, quick heads up for my high level people. Right now it's Cyber Week and High Level is doing a limited time upgrade deal for existing users. So if you're on the starter unlimited plan, you can upgrade your plan at up to 50% off for the next 3 months and unlock more automation, more accounts, and more power inside the exact system you're already using. And if you use my link to upgrade, I'll also give you free access to GHL Money Labs Premium. That's my private community with high-level powered $100 million playbook implementation courses, weekly workshops, and a one-on-one troubleshooting and strategy call so we can dial this in together. Now, if you use my affiliate link to start or upgrade your high-level subscription, I will get a commission that helps fund me bringing more information like this to you while getting you access to all the tools that I use to run my business. So if you're ready to upgrade at some point anyway, do it this week while it's discounted and you get all the bonus support. So just click the link near this video that says unlock 50% off plus GHL Money Labs Premium. Log into High Level and upgrade your plan before the Cyber Week deadline. Now, why multiple platforms? And this was part of the crux of this question is, what is the idea of trying to use multiple communities, especially if you're high level, right? Why not just default to GoKollab? And here's where I would look at that illustration of fish where the fish is, right? And the reality is that different neighborhoods have different customers, different platforms have different people. And so it just comes down to what's your business strategy. For me, I was riding the Alex Hormozi wave, and Alex Hormozi is a big believer in Skool platform. Now I'm already high level platform and I already have my own communities on High Level and GoKollab. But I started a community on Skool in order to understand, okay, is this a value that I can provide to these people? Because they may not be the same customers and the same audience as GoKollab. And so that's part of, the strategy of testing and figuring out what works for your business and why you would even just focus on one platform or branch out and do multiple. In my case, I was also experimenting. So something to keep in mind. Now, which should you use? Again, what is your business strategy? If you're using GHL and you just want to get started with community, use GoKollab, right? Create your funnels, direct them into your GoKollab community, nurture them. You can do everything there. And actually, this is one limit that I'm starting to run into even with my Skool communities. I want to add a lot of automation to my Skool community that I currently can't do out of the box. I have to pay for other tools in order to make that happen. So it's something to understand. And use other, the advantage again is use other communities to draw people in, right? You can, bring people in using the community platform of GoKollab. People are navigating that, and it's something that you can use and publicize and market and everything else, just focusing on that. Then from there, it depends on what you're doing and what you're creating a community for. That's when you start branching out into things like Skool or even just Facebook groups. I mean, there's different options for doing this. There's not a one size fits all, but it comes down to what your strategy is. Okay. Now, if you are on a Skool community, one thing to keep in mind is using high level, you can migrate your community into GoKollab. And that's a very powerful feature. Now, I think you still have to bring in the courses and some of the other pieces manually, but bringing in and inviting everybody from a community from Skool and migrating it to GoKollab is pretty straightforward. Now, in time, I'll be demonstrating how to do that. But for now, I have multiple communities that I'm supporting, all with the idea of trying to figure out where is the fish. All right. So that just wanted to create a quick video on this and let you know how to use GoKollab, how to use versus Skool, and where should you be creating your community.